Yeah, I mean, pregame, we talked about them needing a lead back to be able to do what they did today, close games out. And I thought that the young running back, Josh Adams, did a tremendous job today. Now, yeah, some fumbles, some things in there that we want to get out of his game. But the Philadelphia Eagles closed the game out the way that a championship team should, right? 4-minute offense, taking a knee at the end of the game. That's the greatest play in all of football, is the victory at the end of the game. So I was very happy to see the Philadelphia Eagles close out the game.
There's no question. And that defense, I was down there this week, they were talking about we need to get back to that mentality of finishing. That's what Fletcher Cox was talking about. I spoke to Brandon Graham about that because of what happened last week against Carolina. So it's obviously a good feeling for them to be able to close this one out. Maybe things would have been a little bit different if Josh Adams hadn't done enough squats to get the hindquarters there. We'll call it, Mike Rob, to hit the ground there on that fumble.
He's being cheeky. That's what's happened. They were in London.
Very good, Colleen. You're on your game today. But you know, again, if you had that meltdown against Carolina and then would have lost this one, it would have been really bad for this team. But now they go into the bye week. They start to feel better. They start to heal up. I'll give you a little bit even more good news, Eagles fans. MCL sprain, from what I'm told, from Lane Johnson, who did not return to this game. Now, that's not great. They don't feel great, those MCL sprains, but they're better than ACL tears. So from a source informed of the diagnosis, the preliminary diagnosis, the MRI will tell the full story. They are hopeful that they have avoided a long-term injury on Lane Johnson, who was already playing on a high ankle sprain. So now he will enjoy the week off, trust me.
And again, Carson Wentz, he did feel the loss of both of his tackles. I know Jason Peters ended up coming back into the game, but Carson Wentz, man, and now this game, to me, he's back. He's back to being the Carson Wentz that I used to see him last year. He's back to that MVP mode. He's dropping down. Don't do this, okay? That's not how you play quarterback unless you're a guy by the name of Carson Wentz. I love the fact that there's not a place on the field that he can't touch from inside of that pocket. That makes this guy special, and now you know why they surrounded him with all the resources to be the franchise quarterback. He is the MVP of this team and possibly playing close to the MVP of the National Football League.
12 touchdowns to 1 interception in his last 5 games. I'd say you're right. I think he's coming back. I was really impressed by that touchdown drive that we showed at the beginning that ended with the Zach Ertz touchdown. They did so many things on that drive. They were able to run the ball. They were able to, Alshon Jeffrey, he made a great play on 3rd and long, I believe it was. So that drive just in general, I think really, really fueled them for the game.
Well, it got them going. Like you said, they mixed in the run, they mixed in some pass, and I love how Doug Peterson, as a play caller, he manipulates the 8th defender, right? You don't know where to come up in run support. Where do you put that extra defender, in run support or in the pass coverage? I thought Doug Peterson called an excellent game.
They had a couple of 3rd down conversions, one particularly when they were backed up with Alshon Jeffrey, the slant. I'm getting choked up just thinking about it.
You know what? It was that good.
The slant on the 3rd down play that they hit. Then they hit Jordan Matthews on that crosser, which was another tough throw to make across the field to the outside of the field there. And then that set up that screen pass for Wendell Smallwood, which was a fantastic play.
Nobody was over there. He just walked down the sidewalk. Right on the end zone.
They caught them in the right call. They had the blitz coming from the one way. You saw Kurt and Mooch break that down on the broadcast. It was a great job by Doug Peterson with the play call today and the execution, particularly with all the moving parts. Like you said, having those tackles come out and moving Samalo from guard to tackle and then back to guard. The Eagles got to be feeling great about this. It's going to be a great flight home for them.
We've talked so much right now just about the offense, but on the defensive side of things, good game for them as well. Peter Schrager actually had a chance to catch up with Fletcher Cox.
Fletcher Cox, the defensive captain. The defense needs to make a stop. They did. How'd you guys get it done today?
We just needed to make it happen, man. You know, we didn't want the same result from last week. You know, coming out. I mean, we had a lead and then giving it up. That's our whole thing this week, to finish. And we knew, you know, on the sideline later in the game, this is going to come down to us getting to stop, man. And guys stepped up.
Last year, you guys took a trip to L.A. You came back and you made your Super Bowl run. Does this feel sort of like that, where you go on the road, you leave the family at home, and you get it going?
Man, it's a great win for this team. You know, especially to come, you know, cross the water and, you know, get a victory. It's, you know, going into the bye week now, we get to come back and play a divisional opponent. And, you know, we got a good thing rolling, and I'm looking forward to playing the Cowboys.
What's the message to the rest of the NFL after that defensive stand here today?
They've been warned.